a class 10 student of Baptist Higher Secondary School, Mangkolemba, Mountary. Presented to Miss Loni S Shiku, B.Ed second year, Mountary College, Dimapur. Nagaland. The award is presented to Mr. Yiben B. Humtsoe, Tourist Colony, Wokha.
On behalf of the State Government of Nagaland, I extend a very warm welcome to you all to this function to confer the Governor's Awards for outstanding contribution in the fields of conservation and protection of environment and creating awareness and mitigation of social ills. The Governor's Award for Conservation and Protection of Environment was instituted in 2020 by the then Honorable Governor Shri R.N. Ravi, and this is the third edition of these awards. As we all know, Nagaland is endowed with vast natural resources and has enormous potential for improvement. The strategic importance of the region, along with its sensitive geopolitical location, extremely diverse nature of its population with different cultural, linguistic, religious and historical background, makes this region characteristically different from the rest of the country. Incidentally, Nagaland is one of the 36 biodiversity hotspots in the world. Although Nagaland is known for the richness of its vast cultural resources, due to lack of awareness and increasing biotic pressure, much of these resources have seen rapid degradation over the years. We are all experiencing the ill effects of climate change and global warming and the damage to environment in our daily lives. The changes in weather patterns, extreme weather events like flash floods, droughts, erratic rains, and various natural disasters and calamities are attributable to these phenomena. We are all aware of the renewed focus across the globe on arresting global warming by limiting warming to 1.5 degrees above the temperatures prevailing in the pre-industrial times. The Paris Agreement, to which India is also a signatory, lays down various targets to be achieved within a set time frame. These targets are basically aimed at reducing carbon emissions by switching over to alternate sources of energy away from fossil fuels. Nagaland is also witnessing the effects of climate change in a very perceptible way. Due to shortfall in timely rains last year, we declared a drought of moderate intensity in Nagaland. This was unprecedented. We are also witnessing intense rains in shorter periods causing flash floods and landslides on a large scale. While people are gradually noticing these changes, more sustained efforts are required in this direction. In this background, the Governor's Award for Conservation and Protection of Environment becomes very relevant. Many committed people and organizations are working silently day and night in the field of forest conservation and environment protection with impressive results. It is important that their tireless work, commitment and contribution is duly recognized at the highest level in the state. This is the objective behind instituting these awards. Such recognition not only motivates the awardees to work with redoubled energy and enthusiasm, but also encourages others to emulate their example and inspire others to work for the protection and conservation of.
Professor jointly initiated by the three villages, that is Kai, Wokha and Yiben, conserving total area of 939 hectares, that is a portion. The area it harbors endangered species like black dragon, fishing cat, wild dogs. The members of the committee consist Village Council Chairman and DDB Secretaries, CCI Chairman and Secretary, advisors of the three villages. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Notice 2 in 2002 by the Ministry of Social Justice and National State AIDS Control Society, UNAIDS, Center for Disease Control Youth.
Sanskrit word meaning grace. It is an organization at its humble beginning at Mount Carmel Trust, Mumbai, by a Catholic priest. However, this is not a Catholic or Christian organization, but it's a charitable trust, an NGO. It has started with 3 patients, 1 doctor, and 1 recovering alcoholist as a role model. And the foundation has grown and spread across India with 51 buried facilities, and now it has gone out international. A little background of Nagaland. When Nagaland was passing through a turbulent period of history, a transition from a traditional tribal society to a modern technological culture, opium derivatives like heroin or codeine were found to be abused by the youths. They are unknown to the society, creating chaos which seriously affected family system and the community as a whole. Illicit drug use and abuse was started with the children of the rich and escalated to the level where almost as if every family had to contribute a child or 2 to a drug addiction. By late 80s, it has reached epidemic proportion. And at that time, Nagaland government and the civil society also have response to their best with their own way of thinking. And out here, we Nagas has penalized, give punishment, excommunicated drug users from the village and towns. And also, thereafter, that punishment method, penalization method has not worked out. Therefore, Nagaland government has established a detoxification in Kohima in Naga Hospital way back in 1986. And then the Naga Mothers Association has started Mount Gilead Home, a rehab center in 1989. And after that, a total prohibition act also come upon it in 1989. So the civil society not only take fines, excommunicated and all those things, but our national workers also jump into the system and start penalizing, and to the extent of capital punishment was given to drug users in Nagaland. So observation of significant days. We observe World Drug Day, World AIDS Day, International Day, World Hepatitis Day, International Women's Day, and so on. So and candlelight memorial services for those who have passed through HIV or drugs, remembering them. We organize and observe significant days. We also conduct vocational training for drug users. These are some samples, one sample for COVID-19 IC we developed. And we also translate into all the major tribes' language and also in Naganese. These are some dry ration and PPE kits for distribution, with which the staff is preparing the package for distribution. And wherever we go, we closely work with district administration to do our program. Thank you.
We are aware of the fact that Nagaland became the 16th state of Indian Union on 1st December 1963. The statehood is an outcome of enormous sacrifice made by founding fathers of the state, which strengthened the socio-political administrative identity of Nagaland. To mark this auspicious occasion, Raj Bhavan, Kohima announced a state-level essay competition as part of the 58th anniversary celebration of Nagaland Statehood Day. This essay competition was an event to acknowledge the glorious past, encourage the progressive present, and aspire for a progressive and prosperous Nagaland. The essay competition was conducted under 3 different categories. The first category, it is the student from high school and higher secondary level only from Nagaland under the topic Nagaland of My Dream, with Srimati Asano Sekose, the chairman of Nagaland Board of School Education, as the head of the committee to screen the competition. The second category comprises of the university and college students of Nagaland on the topic Planting Tradition and Modernity in Nagaland, Way Forward.
Happy I took part in this competition. It was a true honor to be a part of it, and this award gives me more experience to explore my full potential. I would like to share a few lines about my topic. Well, every person has dreams to make your land special and make your people pure. My essay was based on the topic Nagaland of My Dreams. Everyone would be extremely proud to see their people improving in all areas of life. Nagas seem to be a little poor in maintaining and following rules in development, equality, participation in international fields, religion, education, moral cultivation, etc. My essay was precisely based on those topics, and that's something we're not good at. We do have good qualities in us, and we can improve in those areas where we lack if we unite as one. Nagaland of your dreams can come true too. If we try and hold together as one with Christ, we can achieve anything in unity. Thank you.
Good evening to you all. I would like to thank our Honorable Governor for initiating such competition whereby we youths are inspired to compete and better ourselves. And also we get to know more about our people and our state. As stated by F. Hundertwasser, if we do not honor our past, we lose our future. If we destroy our roots, we cannot grow. I believe Nagaland is at a critical stage where we Nagas inhabit the modern world with all its promises and the malice. Our reflection towards the future as a people should be anchored in the knowledge of the changes and challenges of the time. There is a need for integration of the Nagas as propagated by Jawaharlal Nehru. It means that we Nagas must be allowed to develop our own wisdom and retain its distinct characteristics. We need to blend our traditions through education, through folklores, and through various government initiatives. I believe we need to seek our own individual and unique ways of modernization. Thank you all.
To be standing here and to share a few bits of my essay on the topic Nagaland Statehood, Harnessing Untapped Potential of a Woman. To begin with, I would like to state that 58 years ago, the founding fathers of the state of Nagaland laid a great foundation for growth and development of the state. As a state, we have achieved much, we have progressed much in terms of socio-economic development and also in terms of various aspects of life. Yet there are much more untapped potential that we need to explore, nurture, and achieve. So keeping in mind the potentials, I want to highlight one concepts that which I have written on my essay. That is keeping the vision where Nagaland is placed as an epicenter or capital of the entire Northeast in terms of business and entrepreneurships, skill development, sports and music, fashion and design, tourism and agriculture, which is centered around the youth. And in order to carry forward the vision of making Nagaland the capital and epicenter of the entire Northeast, I have envisioned an idea where establishing state-of-the-art school of excellence with respect to skill development in areas such as music, in areas such as sports, and also fashion and design will pave way for further growth and development of the youth in particular and also to the state in general. The idea of this school of excellence is not only to attract the youth, not only to empower the youth with skill, but also in order to attract the people, the neighboring states and also the neighboring countries to come to our state to learn, contribute and strengthen the entire state economy. Because I believe that if one is not empowered with skilled, he or she may not have the confidence to explore new ideas, even if there is a lot of potentials. So one example I can mention is that the reason that I'm standing here in front of all of you is because I was equipped with knowledge, I was equipped with education, and that is also one skill that which my parents have empowered me. So because of that, I'm standing here. Similarly, even the youth, I believe that if they are empowered with right knowledge and skills, they will be able to explore and tap the potential that is before us. And also, one of the reasons why I am forwarding this idea of school of excellence is I believe that it creates room for innovation in solving the ever-growing problems, while also making room for employment generation and self-reliance. Because I believe that equipping and empowering the youth would mean spreading all-round development across the state. Therefore, the power of youth must be tapped, explored, and utilized to the maximum. Lastly, but not the least, I would say that Nagaland is second to none. And to push the state forward would mean a befitting honor to the founding fathers of the state and also to the young generation to come. Thank you. Long live Nagaland.
At the outset, I would like to express my happiness and gratitude to the Honorable Governor for constituting the Governor's Award in the field of creating social awareness and conservation of environment and protection, to creating social impact and awareness on prevailing social ills and its amelioration. Friends, I'm also happy that Raj Bhavan has organized the state level essay competition on very relevant topics of Nagaland mind dreams, linked traditions and modernity in Nagaland way forward, and Nagaland statehood harnessing untapped potentials of a boom. The awards given at the hands of the Honorable Governors provide a huge motivation for all the recipients, and I feel this will definitely make them more responsible and excel in the future. All our governors have been very supportive of and have promoted our local talents, and I'm grateful to the present governor also for continuing with the tradition. I would also like to add that the areas in which the Governor's Award are being given to the NGOs, the topic of the essays, are very clear and very dear to my heart, and it gives me an added pleasure to be here with you. Well, as a hill state with low density of populations, we are lucky to have such vast natural resources of forests and a clean environment at our disposal. However, conservation and protection of environment remains a big challenge and also an opportunity. The environment remains in our society today has to be taken very good care, otherwise it is exploited for economic activities which destroys all the rich biodiversities. This is also considering our land holding system where it is the community and individual who owns the land and its forest. The initiative for conservation therefore lies with the community. As we are aware, out of total forest area of 12,251 square kilometer, or nearly, say, 75% of the geographical area of the state. Only 456 square kilometer, or 2.75 kilometers, is under government control. Of these, government owns 456 square kilometer only. There is about 235 square kilometer, or 1.4% is under the protected area network, or meant for protection of wildlife. This being the case, it is all the more imperative that the community comes together for conservation of its flora and fauna. Intensive community conservation can also translate into direct benefits in the form of carbon credits to the communities. As the state government has been encouraging and promoting the community to reserve their community forest, I think many villages or many plains that reserve, and very few capital like Kohima. Above our Kohima Zafar range, how the Zotsama has their own reserve forest with Mithunreri like Honoma and Polwa, then extending to the southern Agamis, extending to Ziku Valley. These are priceless, and government is promoting and giving education, but it is the will power of the community to conserve these rich biodiversities. The very heartwarming, and I have been hearing lots about the Tizu Valley biodiversity conservation and livelihood network of Zunheboto, which is being awarded the Governor's Award 2022 for outstanding contribution for the conservation and protection. I think this community coming together, the villages of Shukoi, Kibiku and Ukoi, is commendable. And though a village cannot have a big area to conserve and to protect the environment, I think neighboring villages should come together so that will create a very good impact. I heard also the notable community land conservation efforts taken by the Chang area by Noksen village known as Masako Community Reserve, where you can see a lot of wildlife like summer deers. And I had been to that area also and was very appreciative of those conservations. So I hope today's award also will give motivation to other villages to promote the biodiversity conservations and also protect their environments. The KRIPA Foundation, Nagaland, has been working in the challenging area of tackling the issue of substance abuse and HIV. Unfortunately, our state has also its share of alcoholism, drug abuse, and the issue of people living with HIV, HIV. In fact, the percentage of substance abuse and the burden of HIV in our state has been one of the highest. The awareness is widespread, and the KRIPA foundations, which has come to Nagaland, and the awareness among the family and the elders. I think as in the PowerPoint presentation explained by Neiphiu, I think we are extremely happy that things are happening and there is a huge reduction of drug abuse and HIV/AIDS. So we are extremely happy. And the essay competition, I find the topic chosen for the essay competition this year as very interesting and very relevant. I'm sure the essay reflects the dreams, aspirations of our younger generation in a very evocative manners. All of us, both young and old, have to have a dream for a better Nagaland. I believe that is only through the joint concerted efforts of the people of Nagaland we will be able to take our state forward, to enjoy the fruits of modernity with preservation of our valued traditions and customs. Tradition and culture forms the base of our society. However, modernization is an inevitable process. Therefore, finding a balance between the two is a very important part of not losing our identity, while at the same time continuing to move on with the rest of the world. Nagaland was formed with a recognition of our unique identity, special provision in the Constitution of India, and embedded in various laws to preserve our culture, tradition. These protections were given in order to allow us to progress and develop our genius without any features. We have done well and made tremendous progress in various fields. We have to look into the potentials we have in terms of our social capital, in terms of harnessing the energy of our youth in the right directions, and in terms of giving them opportunity to face for tomorrow, in terms of unleashing the innate potentials of God gives to our youth. While on this, I would like to mention that key points that have been contributed by our youths on the three topics of this year's essay competition. I would request the heads of the committee of the essay competitions to compile the essays written by our children so that their dreams, aspiration, and comments can be shared and not end with this award. Once again, congratulate all the winners who have been given this prestigious Governors Award 2022. At the same time, don't rest your laurels, but continue to grow from strength to strength. On behalf of the government and the people of Nagaland, also want again express gratitude to the Honorable Governor for organizing this very important and relevant program. With these few words, my best wishes for your future endeavor. Thank you and God bless.
All present over here. I'm very proud of each and every winner here for outstanding work they have done. And I extend my congratulations to all the recipients of the award for excelling in a different field. First, I would like to express my regret for the delay of this award, which was supposed to be held on 26th January and 1st of December 21. As I was occupied with other related engagements in Assam. This award has been instituted to honor exemplary initiatives in creating social awareness on conservation and environment and protection, creating social impact and awareness on prevailing social ills and ameliorations. We have gathered here to felicitate the winners of the essay competition 2022. These awards reflect the overall vision of the government to encourage citizens to achieve their aspirations. Excellence is not a result of wishful thinking, sheer luck or happenstance. It is rather the culmination of concrete goals, hard and smart work, aligned with those goals and judicious decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, this award recognizes the very best ideas of Nagaland's young people for protecting our environment. And most importantly, each of these individuals has put up knowledge to work for community by helping to protect our biodiversity. The Tizu Valley Biodiversity Conservation and Livelihood Network, Zunheboto. Climate change and environment degradation pose a huge challenge to life. Today, we have an increasing number of global forums where we are discussing environment protection, biodiversity conservation, carbon sinks, and green growth. And yet, despite extensive knowledge on the subject, we are witnessing receding forest area and shrinking of the biodiversity to rapidly melting glaciers and ice caps, extreme weather events. We are all also equally aware of the enormous socio-economic implications of climate change. We are fortunate to have a strong community-based conservation system at place in Nagaland since time immemorial, and therefore we should promote this initiative to strengthen the motives of our age-old tradition. Our National Environment Policy adopted in 2006 promotes the adoption of cleaner technology and bio-friendly disposal of waste. We have promoted measures like energy efficiency and encouraged the use of new and renewable resources of energy. Under the Green India program, we propose to launch a massive afforestation project. We are encouraging reusing and recycling to reduce the waste. I congratulate the awardees and convey my appreciation for their efforts and achievements. I also commend the Forest Department and the Nagaland State Biodiversity Board in this direction and wish them all success in their future endeavors. I am also happy to present the award for recognizing those who have made another outstanding contribution in the field of creating social impact and awareness on prevailing social ills and its amelioration, the KRIPA Foundation, Kohima. This award aims to encourage, motivate and promote social work which uplift the lives of the vulnerable Nagaland society to stay true to its identity. KRIPA Foundation has delivered the service among people afflicted with substance addiction and HIV infection, running a de-addiction rehabilitation center in Kohima town. The introduction of synthetic drugs and intravenous drug use leading to HIV, AIDS has added a new dimension to the issue. The menace of drug abuse is another grappling global challenge. While people of any age group can fall prey to the drug abuse, teenagers and youth are particularly vulnerable to the menace. Both the government and the civil society have an onerous responsibility to ensure that the potential victims are made aware of the perils of drug abuse and make them remain impervious to temptations of drugs. Dear brothers and sisters, the best solution, of course, is prevention. We need to prevent people, particularly the youngsters, from falling to prey to substance abuse. There is a need to launch special campaigns targeted to vulnerable groups like school, college students, to make them aware of the deleterious effects of drug abuse. Let's each contribute to prevent and reduce the damage caused by the social ills so that we can move further ahead towards a healthier and happier society. I once again congratulate the awardees, and I also compliment the Department of Social Welfare for motivating the people to work towards creating awareness on prevailing social ills and its amelioration. Ladies and gentlemen, I further feel very proud and honored to acknowledge the winners of our state level essay competition. And I am much pleased to see our people performing and excelling in their respective areas of their interest. This state level essay competition is held as part of Statehood Day celebration, and the idea behind instituting these awards are to provide an opportunity to compete and debate their views on topics which are relevant for the rapid socio-economic development and to recognize our young talents. The winners have illustrated a strong proficiency in writing. Their essays reflected the ability to develop a strong argument, to be clear and coherent, to achieve accuracy in the language and form, and perhaps most importantly, the winning essays illustrated a capacity for critical reflection and creative thinking trending in our society. I once again congratulate the winners of our state level essay competitions and also compliment the members of the screening committee for their commendable contribution in making this competition a success. In conclusion, I extend my heartiest congratulations to all the awardees and wish you all success in your future endeavors. Thank you. Jai Hind. May God bless our Nagaland.